The EXP Share Core, an item that has a chance to drop from any mob inside of the deep caverns, is a pet item that can be used to level unequipped pets and gain massive XP. This item was first introduced to the game in the Pets V2 update, but has been completely overlooked ever since initial release. It wasn't until recently for me that one of my viewers actually came out and showed me some of the insane potential that this pet item has, so I got to testing and I ended up learning quite a few things. But before we do get into the details, if you have any further questions or comments about this video, be sure to pop into my Twitch streams. I stream every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The links are down in the description below. We tend to have a lot of open discussions over there, so if you want to talk about anything in this video, I highly recommend checking it out. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. Alrighty, so as you can see in today's video, we're going to be covering the EXP Share Core item, or more so the actual EXP Share item itself, which is a pet item that you can put onto any pet that you'd like to, and as you can see, the stats of it tells you that while unequipped, this pet will gain 25% of the equipped pet's XP. This is split between all the pets holding the item. So, now that we know what the XP Share actually does, why am I making this video and why am I saying that this is a really good item and it has a lot of potential? Well, the thing is, if you're just farming zealots per se, let's just go with combat because combat XP is something that you can just get from day-to-day grinding, and a lot of people like to chill in the end farming zealots and just doing their own thing. Now let's just propose the idea that you're in the end, you're farming zealots, and you decide to equip your legendary wolf pet because this gives you a combat XP boost. As you can see, my wolf at level 79 will boost my combat XP by 23.7%, and then I've also chucked a combat XP boost item on this wolf because that'll allow it to gain XP even faster, as it not only boosts my combat XP gain, which will boost the combat XP gain of the wolf, but the XP gain from the pet item will also boost that even further. So, we say we equip the wolf pet, we're farming our zealots, we're doing our thing, we're just chilling in the end and grinding, but then I decide, hold on a minute, I also have my golem pet, and I like my golem pet, and I want to level that up as well. So what do? I decide to put an XP share on my golem pet, which also happens to be a combat pet. Now here's the catch. So the golem being a combat pet means that it will gain full XP from farming in the end with my wolf pet, because my wolf pet is also a combat pet. Now, because I have currently used a God Potion ability, so if I go to my potion effects, I have the Combat XP Boost 3 potion currently enabled. So not only does this boost my Combat XP, but my Wolf Pet's ability will boost the XP, and then the actual pet item of the Wolf will boost it even further. And on top of this, my cookie buff will boost it, plus the additional 20% XP gain that is currently going around in Skyblock as I make this video. This all leads up to a massive combat XP boost gain in total for the wolf pet, and then as a byproduct, my golem pet will also get all of this extra XP in the form of the EXP share ability, which does say it's 25% of the equipped pet's XP, but if you take into account the taming level of your player, which mine in this case is taming 33, you also gain, for me at least, it's 33% extra pet XP, which is also added in addition to all of the XP gain that I've just listed below. So you might be thinking, wow, that's a lot of XP gain. Like, that's a lot more XP than you probably could have imagined. So how is this really good? Well, the thing is if you're just grinding for skills in general, so let's just say you're going for combat XP because you want to be able to do more damage, you want to get a higher crit chance, you want to level up your Skyblock profile just well overall. So if you decide to use a wolf pet and you're just casually grinding, you're doing your thing, you're just using this like you normally would, farming your zealots and killing stuff, and you decide to also level up a golem pet in the meantime, or it doesn't even have to be a golem pet, it could be a black cat, it could be just another random combat pet, and you're leveling this bad boy up in the meantime as you farm casually, you're going to get a lot of levels on this thing just from farming your XP like you were before for fun, and you're going to be able to sell this pet later on in the game for more money because it's already higher level, or you can keep it and use it for your own benefit later on when you're playing Skyblock as well. And this is why this item is so powerful, and it's because you can level up so many different pets at a time when you're doing specific activities, especially if you're grinding for a higher skill average, or if you're just grinding for higher skills in general because you want to get the stats from those skills to level up your profile as a whole. All these XP boosts plus the taming level XP boost you get on pets does all stack up all together, giving you some really high XP gain benefits overall. You can be able to level up your combat XP, or combat XP in this scenario as an example, much faster than you would normally. Not only will you also level up this wolf pet, which will even further boost your combat XP, but you'll also be leveling up your golem or whatever other combat pet you decide to level as well, and overall it's just going to work out so much better for you in the long run, and it's just something that you should be doing regardless, in my opinion at least, when you're just farming casually as a whole. Now this all sounds well and good in theory, because theoretically speaking this 25% XP gain and all these numbers does sound really nice, but as you guys already know, there are many factors that come into play when you are farming different things, and this may not be totally accurate, so I've decided to go out and do some testing in my own time to make sure these numbers at least add up in some way, and I can actually justify the cost of an XP share item on your pets, and actually recommend this to you guys to spend with your own Skyblock coins. So to see the true capability of this XP share item, I've gone out and decided to test this on 4 different pets, which are going to be my golem pet, my elephant pet, my blue whale pet, and also this lion pet. And the reason why I chose all 4 of these random different pets is because they cover my combat XP, my farming XP, my foraging XP, and also fishing XP, which are 4 completely different skills in the game. And I decided to test these with some XP boosting pets, being the wolf pet because it boosts my combat XP, my ocelot pet because this boosts my foraging XP, my rabbit pet because this boosts my farming XP, and then I went with my dolphin because I threw a fishing XP boost on this one, and I don't actually have a legendary squid, which is the pet that gives you the XP boost whilst fishing, but it did give me some pretty good results in the end, which I'm going to cover in a bit. Now before I show you guys all the fancy numbers and all the really cool information that you're going to need to know for the rest of this video, I just want to cover how I farmed all this XP and how I actually tested the XP share core as a whole. And I'm going to start off by just saying that I had only one of these pets equipped at a time. So when I was farming combat XP, I had my wolf pet equipped and I had my golem pet in the menu, and I had taken out my elephant, I had taken out my blue whale, and I had also taken out my lion pet as such. So now all 3 of these pets that also had an XP share core, I opened my e-chest, threw them all in there, left them be, and then I went and pearl spammed for 1 hour straight, and then I just collected all that information, and then we just tallied up all the numbers, and then I did the exact same thing for the rabbit and elephant pets, so I farmed 1 layer of cane for those. For the ocelot and lion, I ran around the park for a full hour's total and just farmed trees for the entire time. And then for the dolphin and the blue whale pet, I just fished over here in this little fishing area, but I actually did it all the way from the spider's den because I wanted to have rain when I was doing this as well, and it did rain for a little bit of the duration of that 1 hour that I was fishing for. So now that you're all aware of the testing that I ran for this item and how I put this into practice, now I'm going to share with you guys the results that I ended up getting for all of these pets, the amount of XP boost gain, whether it is a real 25% XP share or not, and then my final results on the whole situation. So I'm going to put up a nice little graphic on the screen for you all to see, but as you can see here, the first information points, my rabbit pet, we started at 9,000 XP total, or at least I rounded it up to that number to make it easier, and then I finished at 291k XP gained overall, which led to a 282k XP gain in total. Now as for my elephant pet, which was the one that was being XP shared, I went also from 9,000 XP all the way up to 80,000 this time, which in total was a 71,000 XP gain, and this is just under 25%. So already you can see that the numbers are fairly close to what the XP share core item actually says, being a 25% XP split between both of the pets. Now bear in mind that with the rabbit and the elephant test, this was the shortest one overall. I did actually do this one only for about 20-25 minutes, as I only farmed 1 layer of cane for this test. But I reckon that if I had farmed it for an hour just like I did for the other pets, then I probably would have had some very similar numbers to those. So just bear that in mind for the rest of the video. Now for the next 2 pets that we were leveling up, I went with the wolf pet and the golem pet. So the golem pet was the one being XP shared and the wolf pet was the one that I had equipped. Now my wolf pet went from having 280,000 XP to start with and being level 77 to finishing at level 79 and had 218,000 XP gained overall, which led to a 551,000 XP gain in total across all the levels combined. And then as for the golem, you can see that it went from an 80,000 XP gain to a 316,000 XP total, which led to an overall gain of XP of 236,000. Now I went and did the maths for this, and 25% of 551,000 XP, which is what the wolf actually ended up gaining, is only 137,000 XP, and we ended up gaining 236,000 XP on the golem, which is around double the amount of the 25 XP that it should have gained, meaning that taming either does a really good job of multiplying this even further, or maybe there are some other factors that I didn't take into account which also ended up in having a higher XP boost overall. Now for the third set of pets that we leveled in this video, I went with the ocelot pet and the lion pet, and my ocelot originally started with 285,000 XP gained at level 89, and then it ended up finishing at level 90 with 358,000 total XP gain. This resulted in being a 635,000 XP gain increase. And for the lion pet, we started at pretty much just 224, so almost 0 XP to begin with at level 30, and then it finished at level 46 with 15,000 XP gain in total, being around 221,000 XP gain. Now, similarly to the golem pet and the wolf pet test, 25% of the pet XP gained on the ocelot was only 160,000 XP, while the lion ended up gaining around 221,000 XP. So once again, the lion gained almost double the amount that was suggested by the XP share core, and like the golem and the wolf, I'm not too sure how taming really affects this, but either taming does a really solid job of actually multiplying your XP gain, or like I mentioned before, there is another unknown factor that I did not manage to take into account for the rest of this video. And then for the final two pets that we tested, I did use the dolphin pet for this one, which I did mention before is not an XP boost pet. However, you also need to take into account that fishing does give you a 50% increased XP gain on pets specifically, and this is all because fishing is just a slower skill overall, and it just makes sense to really do it as a whole. But the dolphin pet originally started level 72 and it had gained 30,000 XP towards level 73, and then it ended up finishing at level 73 with 184,000 XP gained, leading to a 158,000 XP gain overall. And then for the blue whale, it went from level 46 and having 21,000 XP accumulated for this level to level 50 and having 23,000 XP extra gained on top of that level 50, being a total XP gain of 119,000, which is actually very close to the 158,000 that the dolphin also ended up gaining. The blue whale, which was the one that was being XP shared to, 25% XP gain is only around 40,000 XP, considering the fact that the dolphin only gained roughly around 160,000. And for the blue whale to have gained 25% XP, it should have reached 40,000, but it actually ended up gaining almost 120,000 XP, which is almost triple the amount that the XP share should have gained, which I feel like may have been due to the fact that fishing does boost your XP gain a ton, and also taming levels, plus the other maybe unknown reasons that I wasn't able to get for this video. So you guys saw the numbers there. It's some very interesting stuff with the fact that the XP share almost never actually really complied to what it says. The stats of the XP share item says that the pet XP gain will be 25% of the equipped pet XP, but what we did end up finding out in all of these tests, except for the farming one, is that it was closer to about 50% rather than 25%, which leads me to believe that this item either is bugged or there's some other issues somewhere that maybe there are other factors taken into account. Like I've said in many times before, it could be taming level or it could be other things. The best results that we saw in all of these tests was the dolphin and the blue whale pet XP, because the blue whale pretty much gained 3/4 of the XP that the dolphin gained, instead of the 25% that it was supposed to, according to the XP share item. But regardless of the fact, the numbers we got in this video all really point towards saying that the XP share item is amazing and you should definitely get your hands on it, because overall I think this thing is completely underrated. It's very powerful. I've been using it myself ever since I saw these stats on my own, and if I'm being honest, I feel like a lot of you guys should try and get your hands on these items before their prices start going up, because if more people start figuring out about the fact that this item is really powerful, the market's going to explode, and who knows how expensive they're going to be later on in the future. But with all of that being said, that's going to be it from me today for this XP share video. Now, these numbers were really interesting to compile overall, and I was quite happy with the data and the amount of effort that I put into this video. So hopefully you guys did find this useful or informative in some way, and maybe you enjoyed it as well. If you did, please do leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel, because I make these Hypixel Skyblock videos every Wednesdays and Fridays. And also, if you have any further questions or comments about anything that I said in this video at all, be sure to pop into my Twitch streams. I stream every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The links are down in the description below. We can always have a chat about anything you want to, Skyblock related or non-Skyblock related, and if you have any further suggestions for other types of videos I should make, that's also a really great place to be. But with all that being said, guys, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and as always, take care and peace.
Sheesh. Hey, what's up?
What's up? What?
Hey, what's up?
What's up? What's up?
Yo.
What's up?
Hey, what's up?